Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brielle, and this is Whiskey. I thought he was going to join me for this video, but I guess he's not. Okay, so let's be honest. Staying consistent as a content creator is not hard because you lack motivation. It's hard because you have a real life and you have to work. You have a business, you might have a baby, you might have a partner, friends, errands, 100 things pulling you in a million different directions. And so when people say, just be consistent, it feels unrealistic because motivation isn't a straight line. It goes up and down. And I want you to know that you are not lazy. You are overloaded. Everybody has a million things going on. And so that's exactly why you need a routine that fits the life that you already have instead of a life that you wish you had. I want to create content all day, every day, but I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have a full time job. And so I am creating content when I can squeeze it into my life. And I want you to know that you're doing a great job. So here's something that I want you to know right away. The creators who stay consistent don't rely on inspiration, they rely on rhythm. The best thing to do is build micro habits that keep them moving whenever their life feels chaotic and they don't have time to do anything. And this routine is something that I teach all of my clients because it doesn't require 2 hours a day. It's super simple, it's doable, and it builds the momentum that is faster than anything else. So let's start with the morning. Whenever you wake up, your brain is fresh. And before you let the day get loud, you do one task, one tiny creator task, and not a full filming session. Just not even editing an entire video, just something small that creates momentum. And maybe that's writing one hook for one reel, and you can check that off of your list. Maybe it's turning one idea into a short outline. Maybe it's choosing one topic that you want to film that week. The goal is not productivity, the goal is identity. So whenever you start your day with a win, your brain thinks, that's right. Oh, yeah, I am a creator. And here is something that's just like a wild stat. Stanford researchers have found that starting your day with one small task actually makes it likely to follow through with all of the other tasks for your day because your brain craves momentum. And this is why tiny tasks actually work. So you set yourself up for that. And now let's talk about your content idea bank. So this is your secret weapon. You should never be sitting down wondering what to post. And if you are, that's totally fine. You can brainstorm a million ideas, but you should always have ideas stored and ready. This will help whenever you get inspired, you can just pick up your phone and go. Whenever you hear a question, solve a problem, or have a thought that, oh, hey, I think somebody would really like find this interesting or would really need to know this, all you have to do is write it down. Use your notes app, use a doc, use whatever you love. Your ideas don't need to be super organized, but this helps. I like to organize my notes into categories based on my brand pillars. So if I have a personal branding topic that I really want to shoot, I'll put it in that category. And so everything just needs to exist. And this alone will save you hours. So let's move into your midday routine. This is where you scroll with intention. And so you're not doom scrolling, you're not comparison scrolling, you're actually studying and you're looking at creators in your niche. So you want to watch their video structure, listen to their hooks. Notice what grabs your attention. Look at their thumbnails and then what makes you swipe away. Instagram has multiple reports that attention spans are actually shorter than ever, which means that your hook structure matters more than fancy editing or anything like that. So your midday scroll is not wasting time. You're actually learning and you're collecting patterns that train your eye creatively. And this is something that is so valuable because whenever you get inspired by the people that inspire you, it makes you want to do better. And you're not copying. Never, ever copy creators that you follow because likely people in your niche will follow them and they'll follow you. And then you can lose trust if you're just copying creators in your niche. This is like the worst thing that you could possibly do. So now let's talk about realistically filming because a lot of beginners think that they need to film every single day and you do not. You need to film one day per week, maybe just one. Just pick one day that you're already looking cute, feeling organized, feeling energized. Maybe it's a Sunday morning, maybe it's a Saturday, maybe it's a Tuesday afternoon after work if you get off early on those days. And so you want to choose one day to create content consistently. And that way, I like to call it having potato days. And I didn't coin this. I actually heard this from somebody else, but I have days that I feel like I look like a potato, and then days that I get up early, I get ready, I make myself presentable, and I know I'm going to film that day. On that day, you need to film 2 or 3 videos, not even 10, not even for like an entire month. You just need to keep your content flowing. Here's what makes it easy. So, film on your phone. Videos that are filmed in more of like an organic nature get more engagement online. You want to make sure that your videos look polished and clean, having natural lighting, having a good camera. I literally film on my phone. It works just fine. So, simple background, you don't overthink it. And the more effortless that you can make your setup, the more consistent that you're going to stay in the long term. If you can build those patterns, make it as easy as possible for yourself, you're going to want to create content. And that way, it's actually easier when you get inspired to just set it up, get going, and then film that content. So, creators that actually burn out often have really complicated, like video setups where it takes a long time for them to edit, or their, I don't know, their content ideas aren't super consistent or on brand for them. So, keep yours simple. And editing is your next rhythm. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with because not everybody is a video editor, but you can actually edit on autopilot. So, same day or the next morning, use quick cuts, remove all of the silence, add small text, make it as easy as possible on yourself. You don't need to make your content super complicated, especially when you're just starting out. And so, what I like to do is after I film all of my content, I like to actually edit it that day because I'm already so inspired. And I remember if I repeated myself a couple of times in this one clip, I remember that. If I edit a week later, I might kind of drop off. I might not remember those things, and then I might make a mistake. So I would take out all of the mistakes first and just give yourself kind of a rough cut. And then I would go in with all of the breaths and look at your audio whenever you're trying to take out those sections where you're thinking or you take a long time in between sentences. Look at the audio for that. That way you can clip all of those pieces and then go in there and add captions, add text, and then watch it, send it to somebody you trust, and see how they feel about the content. So this keeps everything flowing. You don't need to be perfect at editing to grow. You just need to deliver and have clean pacing. And so, data from TikTok shows that videos that are concise and punchy outperform the long, rambling ones. So, your job is to make your message easy, easy to consume, and then you're going to be amazing. So, now let's talk about the most important part of your routine, the energy that you create around your content. So, again, people follow people that they like. People follow them that feel warm, encouraging, engaging, honest, and easy to listen to. So, your routine shouldn't feel heavy. It should feel like a natural part of your day because it comes off on camera as much as you want to hide it. It comes off if you're not really into what you're doing. So, try to grab an espresso if you need one. You can talk to a camera while you get ready. This is a great thing. People do this all the time with get ready with me's. You can pick up a cord on a quick trip on your lunch break when you're going to get coffee with a friend, and you can share a story on a walk. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have a perfect setup. You just need to have presence. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that I have made over my content creation journey is I'm always waiting for something. I'm waiting until I can afford to buy that fancy new camera, or I'm waiting to afford a mic that I'm literally about to buy because I know that the audio is probably not great. But I'm always waiting for something. And don't just pick up the camera and record crazy stuff, whatever you want. Like, make it systemized, but stop waiting for those big things and get better as you progress. So, let me share something that creators don't talk about enough. Consistency is never about not missing a day. That's something big. You don't need to post every single day. You don't need to post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's about not disappearing for long stretches and losing your momentum because this is the biggest way to have mistrust within your audience. If people forget about you and then a random video pops up, sometimes it can re engage your audience. But a lot of people, especially if you fall off and then you post something random, a lot of people will unfollow you. And so if you miss a day, no one usually cares. But if you go silent for 3 weeks, the algorithm will also tend to forget you. So your routine is actually a safety net. Even when your life gets messy, you can always have 2 or 3 videos ready to go because you filmed them in a batch. This is the best way to make sure that even if your motivation dips, your content schedule doesn't actually fall off. So let's pull all of this together. Your daily routine is intentional steps that actually build your identity and your confidence. So your morning is your idea work, your midday is your inspiration scroll, weekly filming, quick editing, gentle posting rhythm. And through all of it, you have to show up as yourself. Again, not the perfect version of you. You can show up as the person that you want to be, but sometimes that comes off as disingenuous and people can tell that you're acting. You want to come off as the real one. And as you grow, if you are building a following that actually truly knows, likes, and trusts you, they will grow with you. And sometimes you'll get DMs being like, hey, I've been following you for a year and I love your content now. Your editing has become so much better. I love those comments, people who are being honest with me. So consistency becomes easy whenever you stop trying to be perfect and building habits that actually match your life. So, if you create this rhythm for 30 days, your content will get better, your confidence will grow, and your audience will actually start to feel it. So, if you want more creator routines and content strategies and ways to grow your brand without burning out, make sure to hit subscribe and comment below what part of this routine you are going to be implementing this week. And I am cheering you on, and I'll see you in the next one.